ठीक है, हो गया लाइव।
डन सर।
ठीक है सर, आप चालू कर सकते हैं। लाइव हो गया। मैं लीव कर।
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Dr. Kirti.
I'm Dr. Kirti.
Apologies for a little delay in starting because of the technical problems. Yes, Dr. Kirti, we can go ahead.
Perfect, sir. I'm Dr. Kirti Sota from Dr. Makkar's Diabetes and Obesity Center. I welcome all of you to first live session on YouTube from our center. Previously, we were on Facebook. Till now, we are on Facebook, but on YouTube, it's a new venture. Hope you all will love it and enjoy the session. If I talk of today's session, it is staying healthy in today's era. A very big question why we are talking about today's era. Sir, my first question to you
Dr.
goes here.
Kirti, there is echo happening. There is echo happening.
Am I audible now, sir?
There. Yes.
Shall I start?
Just wait. Why this echo is happening, I don't know.
So from my side, the voice is clear and you are also clearly audible from here.
Okay. Yeah, we can start.
So if I talk of today's session, the session
just hold. Can you hear the sound repetition happening?
No, sir. No.
There is no repetition sound coming on your screen?
No, sir.
Give me a second. Yes, we can go ahead now.
Perfect, sir. So I'll start once again. I welcome you all to first live session on YouTube from our center. So if I talk of today's session, the topic is staying healthy and in today's era. Dear friends, a big question why we are talking of today's era. So my first question to you goes here. What do we mean by staying healthy in today's era? What's so special about it?
So it is very important question, and I think it is very relevant also because when I say current era or today's era, I think if you look back 30 years or 40 years, the whole lifestyle has changed tremendously. In last about 3 decades, there has been a big change in the availability of transportation. There has been tremendous increase in mechanization, digitization, the way people were communicating, the way people were, working on day-to-day basis, the food habits, the availability of food, and there has been a general increase in affluence. So if we look at the population, overall population, say 30 or 40 years back, there were times, when there used to be famines or droughts in different parts of country, and then there was scarcity of food. Much larger number of people were not able to afford, the adequate food, what to talk of other amenities. Everybody used to walk to work or children used to walk to school. The physical activity was much more because there were hardly any indoor games available, or if the indoor games were there also, they were like involving physical activity. There was no screen based games available 3 decades back. So things have changed, tremendously. Instead of going to work on feet or going by cycle or going by mass transport system like bus or train, people started moving on their own transport. And once they started using their own transport, that means from door to door, they were on transport. So their physical activity was limited. Second thing was, the communication chain. Earlier, the communication was only through a landline phone, or there was, you had to write a letter. So writing skills are going down. People are hardly writing. Only, the key punching is happening on the devices. This children, the common games used to be outdoor games, cricket, hockey, football, you know, some local games like, gulli danda, people playing something like, different games were there. And there was that also involved a lot of physical activity. Now, and then somehow that element of safety was there because people were used to sending their children out to go and play. Now people don't even feel secure that if children are going out to play, they will be safe. Second thing is, with the time, there has been tremendous change in the availability of screen-based games. Everything has moved to your screen. Everything has moved to your tab or phone or, TV. TV used to have only one channel. Then it started with 4 channels. Then with Asiad 82, the color TV transmission started. And now you can't count the number of channels that are available on TV. So even if you want to scroll through the channels, you spend 2 hours on TV. Screen time has increased tremendously. The availability of food, that going out and eating in restaurants used to be very, very uncommon in those days. Now, then came the time when the restaurants became more popular. People started going out for food. Usually one person used to be working, the lady used to be housewife most of the time, and doing the household work and cooking. With time, with more affluence, people, even the housewives started employing helps. So physical activity came down. Then with education, both people are working, so they have less time for other activities. So whatever time they have, they want to go out, kind of have a relaxed time, eat out. We were a starved population. So we came from the times when we were hardly getting 2 square meals. And now we have more affluence. So as the affluence increased, the first thing was to have enough food. Then was the time to have enough fancy foods, something more rich foods. And people started changing from the emaciated looks to more plump and more, so-called healthy looks, but actually they were becoming overweight and obese, so which we didn't realize at that time. And suddenly we started realizing that overweight is a disease, basically. So a lot of things started changing. So if you compare 40 years back and today's time, the food scarcity that used to be there because of droughts and other things has practically gone off. There is a big, the green revolution started by Government of India during the times of, I think, Lal Bahadur Shastri as PM. There was a time, if you remember, I don't know whether you were you were there when the Prime Minister was Lal Bahadur Shastri was there. So during his time, he urged the whole population of India to fast once a week, so that we can save food for the people who are not getting enough food. That was the situation. Now we have more than enough food. Our food grain stores are full. There is no food scarcity. Even during times like COVID, people were given food grains at home. There was no food scarcity for anybody. So times of famine and droughts are gone. We are moving towards affluence, easy availability of food, more disposable money in the hands of people, easy availability of transport, cheaper transport, more mechanization, more digitization. You have to give message to somebody 3 houses down the line. Somebody had to go and give the message. You had to get something from the market, you had to go to market to get it. Now everything is Swiggy and Zomatos. Children sitting at home are ordering food all the time. And all this food is junk food, high calorie food. And food is not eaten for just to take care of the daily needs. It is food for pleasure. So many things have changed, which has led to, in nutshell, decrease in the activity, decrease in physical activity, and increase in the consumption of calories and more calorie dense foods, which is leading to imbalance in the metabolism, leading to poorer health as compared to it should have been. So that is why I say, with this kind of circumstances, it is very difficult to stay healthy unless you are focused on health. To maintain health, it is not an easy thing. So you really have to be focused on what you are doing, how is your physical activity, what you are eating, how much you are eating, then only you can stay healthy. So staying healthy in current environment has become difficult.
So dear friends, in a nutshell, what Sir said is the life is completely changed. Our lifestyle has completely changed. And this session of ours is dedicated to staying healthy and tackling diseases in this era. If we talk about prevention, preventing illness, maintaining health, and living a long life, it is a common goal which needs some guidelines to be achieved. And I'll say a step in the right direction today will prevent a tumble in the wrong direction tomorrow. Right, sir?
Yeah.
If we talk about a healthy lifestyle, it helps you. If you adopt a healthy lifestyle, it helps you throughout your life. But to make healthy choice, have a healthy meal, it's not always easy. You can face hard time. You can have a hard time to arrange your meals, prepare your meals, but small efforts, they pay off in many different ways. And as Dr. Makkar already pointed out, we are into a lot of dilemmas. We have a lot of problems, maybe which we encounter day to day. And this session will be taking those points one by one. So, sir, if I talk about lifestyle, what do we mean by a healthy lifestyle?
So healthy lifestyle means that we first thing is, what do you mean by health? So then we'll come to healthy lifestyle. So health is defined as not just absence of disease, but it is a state of well-being with absence of disease and a good social and mental health.
Perfect.
Right? So you have to be healthy on multiple aspects. It's not just physical health. It is physical, mental, and social health. All are component of health. Now, to achieve this kind of health, you have to be in balance, not only within the body. Your metabolic system should be balanced. It should be working normally. You should be mentally also in balance with your surroundings, with your environment, with your inner thought processes, stress levels, and also your social behavior should also be good, and your social interaction should also be healthy. So all these are components of health. And to be healthy, you have to have an environment or a lifestyle which is conducive to maintaining a good physical, mental, and social health or social well-being. So everything that affects your physical health, mental health, or social well-being comes into the lifestyle. How do you live? How good you are with your physical activity? How good your physical activity habits are? How disciplined you are? Whether you are stressed out or no? Whether you have a positive mindset? Whether you eat healthy? Your eating habits are totally not haywire. You are having moderate eating habits. Your overall physical health is not compromised. to maintain that you are doing adequate physical activity, you maintain regular health checks, for if you notice, you are educated about health. If you notice any signs or symptoms that indicate that your health is getting affected, you approach the physician, get the health check done, get it back in shape. So the whole lifestyle, your work culture, how focused you are on work, is it, over focus on work leading to decreased focus on your physical health and mental health or your social, interactions. So all these parts, all these things are part of your lifestyle. You sleep well or you don't sleep well, you are too much bound to, stuck to screen viewing. There are studies which have shown that if your TV time is or screen time is more than 2 hours, you are more prone to get diabetes, obesity, heart disease, blood pressure, and so on. There are so many things which are affecting your health. So all these are part of lifestyle.
And sir, as you already have focused on, key lifestyle has been distorted in this era. And so the lifestyle diseases are on rise. But now my next question to you is, what can we can do to be healthy in this era? How should we take care of our lifestyle and health?
So first thing is, I think the most important thing that improves your health in current era is to have a moderate lifestyle or a lifestyle of moderation. There is nothing which is perfect that we can advise anybody, and there is nothing which is right or wrong, I think, in absolute sense. So, and every individual is different, every individual's thought process is different, every individual's body is different, every individual's physical requirements are different. So everybody will have a different, lifestyle. But in general, if you are not going to extremes of anything, it is going to help you stay healthy. Suppose you sleep too much, it is not healthy. If you sleep too less, it may not be healthy. But there'll be some people who are okay with sleeping 5 hours. It doesn't, affect their day-to-day working. It doesn't affect their stress level. It doesn't affect their behavior. Maybe for them 5 hours or 6 hours sleep is good. There are other people who just can't do without 8 or 9 hours of sleep or 10 hours of sleep. Maybe for them that may be good. But as long as with that also they are performing the normal working, the normal, household responsibilities, the normal social behavior without getting stressed and maintaining a good health on all parameters, physical parameters, I think that may be healthy for them. But in general, the moderation is the key. You should not be extreme on anything. So you should be having a good physical activity which keeps you healthy physically. You should be moderate with your eating habits. Best is to eat on time, eat healthy, don't overeat, sleep well, don't oversleep, don't undersleep, keep your mental status, keep your calmness. If you need some meditation, fine. Focus on work, but over focus is also bad. Be competitive, but competitive doesn't mean that you have to, keep running the race all the time. So there are so many factors which are important. Everywhere, if you are moderate, no, it is a word of competitive, times. So everybody is in competition. If good performance is not bad for anybody, but it should not take toll on your health, right? One has
sir.
to define one's lines.
Right.
So if suppose you need to work say 8 hours or 9 hours or 10 hours every day, and still you want to go to gym for 4 hours, and it doesn't fit in, so then something will cause stress. You have to be realistic. If you want to, 4 hours of gym is not going to give you any extra benefit unless you want to be a bodybuilder, and then you don't need to bother about other work. Similarly, if you're working 12 hours and it doesn't cause you stress, it is okay. Performance requires hard work. Hard work has never killed anybody till date. It is laziness which kills more than the hard work. So you should not be lazy also. You know, there are people who are working and after work, they are sitting on the couch and watching TV and munching snacks and they are overweight. Keep a watch on your weight, keep a watch on your physical fitness, keep a watch on your eating habits, eat healthy. There is no harm or nothing is going to kill you if you go out once a week for eating out, but you don't need to overeat. You know, pleasure of eating is not bad, but it's habit of pleasure eating is bad. It should not be a habit that you eat every day for, some high calorie food just to have the pleasure of food and just think that I have done so much work, so I must eat, I must party. Drinking, social drinking is fine. Excess binge drinking is bad. Smoking is absolute no. Regular physical activity is good. Moderate eating is fine. Choose healthy foods. Everything in moderation, I think, works towards good health.
Sir, another very common issue which we need to face in this era is stress. Every second person is in stress, and the manifestations are very, very different. How to tackle this problem of stress?
So again, why do we get stressed? First thing is, why do we get stressed?
You gave a long list of it.
So you get stressed because, okay, you are becoming overweight, you are, not getting enough time to sleep, you are not perform well at the work, you are, your eating habits are not good, but you are not able to control it. You have got a disease which is, not under control because you don't have time to manage it. So a lot of time management, a lot of, balanced focus on everything in life. Work is important. At the same time, your health is important. If you're not healthy, you can't work well. Your performance in any case will go down. So if you are not eating well, it is going to affect your health. If your health is affected, your eating will also get affected sooner or later. If you're not sleeping well, you're stressed out, you will not be able to perform. So everything gets interconnected. So ultimately, you have to kind of balance yourself, and everything, again boils down to moderation. So set realistic goals in life. Fine. Not everybody is going to be, what we can say, Warren Buffett or Elon Musk or, Mark Zuckerberg. Not everybody can become that. And not everybody who's not them is not a successful man or a successful lady, right? If you are not scoring 100% marks, it doesn't make you inferior to anybody. If you look at these stories, Bill Gates never actually passed a school when he became a software engineer. So many stories are like that. So I think it is more important. And another important thing is, a lot of stress comes in Indian setting from parents' push. They will, keep pushing you to score marks. What is your score? That is important. And North India, another big issue is the focus on how good you are at speaking English. Nowhere in the world I have seen people, focusing more on English and less on their own language. But in Indian culture, everything becomes like, a social issue. That if you are not scoring marks well, maybe how will people think about you? How will your friends think about you? You don't speak very good English, maybe you are not doing so well. So there are so many factors which are causing stress. You are overweight. Okay, fine. You need to treat overweight. You don't need to have stress for it, because stress is going to lead to further overweight. Not everybody is designed or genetically programmed to stay thin. Not everybody is designed or genetically programmed to be overweight also. So there are thin people who are stressed because their weight is less. There are overweight people who are stressed because their weight is more. What is ideal, nobody knows for them. So focus on, things with a balanced view, uh, common things, eat right, eat well, sleep well, have good physical activity, try to minimize your stress, and stay in balance. That is the most important thing to stay healthy.
But sir, I'll add to your stress management. If you have any issues, accept that stress or these issues are a disease and you need to accept them and take proper help at proper time.
Even stress is a
Don't
disease.
avoid it. Yes.
Even stress is a disease.
Yes.
See, if first thing is you have to admit or
Yes.
accept or identify that this is your problem.
Yes.
If you are able to identify the problem, then you can find solution. If you
Perfect.
don't identify the problem, you can never find a solution.
Right. So now another very, very important question is how important is the investigation part? And at what age regular investigations should be started?
So I would not say investigation. I would say health check.
Perfect. Sorry,
Regular
sir.
health checks are important because we know that with, after certain point in aging, your body, you become more prone to get some disease. In Indian setting, we have our, genetic makeup is such that we are prone to get diabetes, blood pressure, cholesterol abnormalities earlier than other populations, especially the white population. So it is very much recommended that after say 30 or 35 years of age, you should be having regular health check every year. And that is just to screen and make sure that you are not starting with any disease early in course of life. It is not that you are diseased, then you go for health check. Regular health checks or screening are important component of finding out illness or disease early in the course of disease and treating it early so that you can stay healthy for longer time. If you don't go for regular health checks, you may end up starting with diseases which are there for quite some time, and then they become irreversible if you are not treated early. Right? So it is very important to go for regular health checks periodically, usually at least once a year. After age of, I would say 30 years is good age to start with health checkups. And that is important component of making sure that you are staying healthy.
One more very important point which I would like to add is addictions of any sort. You had a word on smoking and alcohol, but so many addictions are also there. How to tackle this issue? Because we need to accept it openly.
So again, the first thing is, so there comes a very important angle of social health also, or communication also. What happens is, when the person is growing, moving from school to college, or in that age group of teens, late teens, or early 20s, that is the time people start exploring the world. And at times they tend to go haywire. They want to experiment with the, drugs, abuse substances, and so on. The problem is, these, if they can't talk to their parents, they can't talk to their friends, it becomes a taboo. But if there is healthy communication within the family, within the siblings, within the friends, then it's easier to explain things, easier to discuss things, what is right and what is wrong, easier to choose. If you make anything taboo or something, strictly prohibited or a forbidden thing, then it is likely that person will definitely experiment without telling you. And that's where the problem is. You suppose a family has, it's a common to have a social drinking once in week or twice a week. You take one drink, everybody is sitting on the dining table, so children don't feel there is anything wrong, and they also think that if they want to have a drink, nobody is going to tell them no. But if you have a drink and you tell everybody to, that I am closing my room to have a drink, that it is not a good thing. You don't drink in front of your father. You want to go out and drink only. You can't drink at home. So once you make something like a taboo, it is a challenge. If somebody is smoking, it is bad. It is bad for health, everybody's health, his health, people around him. So it is ideally one should not smoke. Similarly, abuse substances, they will give you addiction. It will cause compromise in physical health, mental health, everything. So it is best way, or the strictly one should avoid them, because you have known side effects. But alcohol intake, social alcohol intake, is something like social eating. You go out, you are having dinner in the restaurant, you are having different foods once a week, you are having one drink or two drinks, and once through the week you are not having anything. It is social drinking. It is something like having a relaxed time. And alcohol has not been shown to cause any side effect if it is taken within the permissible limits. Only thing is, again, taken in large amounts, it can cause addiction, and that is why it is not recommended that if you don't take alcohol, you start taking alcohol. But if somebody is taking, a social habit, it is fine. And social health, again, is very important component which leads to avoidance of these things. People should be mentally, aware what they are doing. They should be aware of what kind of side effects or problems can occur with these things. If they are able to discuss with their friends, peer group, usually they will stay away from that.
Perfect, sir. Perfect, sir. It was a very enlightening session for, I think, all of us.
Thank you.
Sir, else you would like to add? I have never seen this side of yours, sir.
No, I don't know. This is, I think this is all plain, simple, common sense. I don't think there is anything higher. We have not talked any rocket science, but these are important aspects of life which
I'll say
are important.
Yes, it was not a rocket science, but the way you see the things, the way you perceive and present the thing, that's very important. And so
Thank you.
Sir, a very famous quote goes, it's okay to have health without wealth, but it's useless to have wealth without health, which you have proven. And so, dear friends, let's take pledge from today. We will take care of our health and have a healthy lifestyle.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for joining. And we have this session every Thursday, 3 p.m. So look forward to you, and you can circulate our link to your colleagues, your peer group, and maybe we'll have more and more people, having benefit of these discussions. These are purely health focused discussions that we have. And I hope we are able to help, at least some people in improving health. Thank you.
Thank you.